Olá, tudo bem? Aqui é a Maria, embaixadora Cardano, no canal 369. Hoje nós temos um convidado especial. Nós vamos falar sobre desenvolvimento na plataforma da Cardano. Please welcome Chris. Hello, Chris. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing.
I'm so happy to have you here. First day of the year and we are working already.
Of course, you got to get an early start.
So I would like to tell my community about your platform, how people can start learning and make use of your platform. So tell me, what brought you to Cardano? Tell me a little bit about yourself, please.
What brought me to Cardano? So I've been in the tech industry now for 20 years, or over 20. It's 2021 now, so almost 21 years now. But I started off as a traditional developer building full stack applications. And about 10 years ago, I switched over to entrepreneurship, executive roles, things of that sort. And in about 2013, I received my first Bitcoin, and it piqued my interest, and I thought it was really interesting. But I didn't jump in both feet at that stage. What really got me excited is when Ethereum was released, is the whole idea of taking the power of the blockchain that cryptocurrency was using and turning it into a world computer. That was super special. And so at that point, I started researching where am I going to jump in? And while I was researching it, Cardano came out, and I loved where Charles's head was at. The idea of that we don't need to rush. This entire stage we're still very early in this. We can do proper research. We can go into a problem with an unbiased opinion about or that without actually opinion at all, and figure out what the right way to do things is. And that's really what made me excited about Cardano. And when they started releasing products, the Ouroboros research paper was very, very inspiring, and just really loved what Cardano was doing. But in this period of time, one of my friends at the time came up to me and said, "Hey, I have an idea of how to fix scaling of blockchain." And that was back in 2017 when CryptoKitties hit really hard. And kind of pretty much brought down Ethereum. So I thought this is my time. So I sold off my company, and I jumped in with both feet into Ethereum. And that company was called Alacris. We built out the scaling solution, and we pushed out a prototype. And then what we found out was really that scaling is important. It's just not today's problem. Today's problem is actually developer accessibility. Is getting more developers in the space. So we brought on a consultant, Jay McCarthy, my current co-founder, and he built out the Alacris, the actual language that was created for, Alacrity, that was created for the company Alacris. And that was very special. Like all the work that he was doing, he built the large majority of it. And the Alacris, the company, ended up failing. So what I did is I started a new company, Reach, with Jay McCarthy, my current co-founder, that wrote the Alacrity language. And so we decided, let's start a company that's purely focused on making blockchain development accessible for the entire world, the 10 to 20 million developers in the world, not just the couple thousand that are in the space today.
It is brilliant because we need adoptions, and to bring the normal people in, we need these DApps, we need development. So you're doing a brilliant thing and amazing. Tell me, do you use any type of compiler? What is it? Do you use any type of syntax?
Yeah. So what Reach is, let's kind of talk about like how we make it more accessible. Is that we built a programming language, a compiler, and a deployment tool that makes it so that a traditional developer can write out their full DApp in a JavaScript syntax. They compile it. It analyzes what they wrote in a very high level business logic that they're used to. It creates this thing called formal proofs, this formal verification, to guarantee that the output is is going to 100% do what they expect in all potential realities. So it's much, much safer. And then it outputs to the actual bare metal protocol. So it outputs to the EVM or the Algorand blockchain or of course Cardano, the new EVM DevNet. And it doesn't require the developer to change their code at all. They can really pick their protocol based off of the features that it provides, the safety features, the scaling features, everything that they really like, and not have to worry about learning a completely new technology.
This is really fantastic. I know you're a programmer and you're developer and all this stuff. Where Plutus come in? Do you trust the language? You like the language? Tell me a little bit what your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, Plutus is great because it has been built by some of the most experts in the programming language field. It's a derivative of Haskell, which is a great language all about by itself. It's very functional, has an entire community behind it, and it's going to require some people to learn it, and it'd be difficult for this traditional developer to actually learn Plutus. But that's where we believe that we exist, is we make it so that we build a level of abstraction over top of it so that a developer can write their application in a level of abstraction they're used to and let our compiler compile down to it. Now, of course, we don't compile to Plutus yet. We are talking to the Cardano Foundation to figure that out, to actually build that integration and really understand what the true values of compiling directly to Plutus will be. But in the meantime, from day one, when the EVM testnet was actually released, we've already submitted some GitHub issues to actually make sure that we fully integrate with that. So we will be the one of the first people to compile to the EVM DevNet sidechain.
Right. And do you have any real case or something that you could compare, some DApp that someone built in your platform that you think that have good potential, or things maybe that you will build? Tell me about more practical stuff.
Yeah, so we've been around for a while now, and we've been building our documentation for a while. And one of the things that we do believe is we believe in practical development, giving developers real use cases on what they can use. So even before we were even thinking about integrating with Cardano, we've been building out a tutorial, our entire documentation that takes a regular developer from the idea of just a full stack developer that is interested in blockchain to being a full scale blockchain developer. And if you just go to our documentations, it's docs.reach.sh. We've divided it. There's a tutorial. It's I believe it's a 9-step tutorial right now. It takes about 2 to 3 hours to get through. That rather than actually teaching developers how to use Reach, the idea of it is that we teach developers how to build on the blockchain, and we just use Reach as the medium. And because we're trying to do our best to not force something on a developer and really kind of teach them not just the syntax of Reach, but the gotchas of blockchain. And once you actually finish the tutorial, we've created a number of workshops that show developers how to build things like a secure loan or a multi-sig wallet or tic-tac-toe or many different things that are real things. And we kind of teach those in a different way rather than the tutorials, a bottom-up teaching approach where we teach developer every single line that is going into it. We start from the top and say, this is what we're going to build. This is the spec of the application. What is your first step? And then we confirm it, and then you can kind of think of it like homework. And we're building these tutorials out. We just hired a specialist, a tutorial specialist that will continue to build videos, workshops, tutorials to really make it so developers that never have touched blockchain before can build real world things.
That is really cool. Tell me something. I know you said about Cardano Foundation and have this conversation and tal. And then, do you ever think about write a proposal for Catalyst? I don't know. I'm a very huge fan of a Catalyst. I love democracy. I love people voting for whatever they want. Have you think about it, like put a proposals to part of your project or to the huge, the entire of the project?
Yeah, I also love Catalyst and really putting the power back into the hands of the people in the network. That's super powerful. The biggest problem with building a reach integration is that it costs more money than a traditional Catalyst proposal. So that's why we are working directly with the foundation. We probably will submit a proposal, and maybe the next one that is more about teaching and providing hiring somebody full time to build more tutorials directly at the actual Cardano community. But as far as the integration is concerned, it is something that we need to work with directly with the foundation because of how expensive and how many man hours it takes to actually build a proper integration.
I know, but just give you some perspective. If you go to Catalyst, you can found a little piece of your project and come back later in another funds. I know the fund two is just $250,000. We're gonna go to $500,000 in the next fund, but come around and talk to people because it's a knowledge that you built. For example, I'm there, I'm a pioneer. I'm there since found one, and then I got better in writing proposal. I got better way to ask questions so people could make their proposals better as well. So if
Yeah,
you need any help and I can do anything, please reach me out. And if you do make a proposal, just reach me out because I would love to present the proposal to my Brazilian community.
I really appreciate that.
I got a question for you. It's
Of
well,
course.
what is the difference between reach and glow, for example?
That's a great question. And if you remember back earlier when we were talking about my past, is the last company, Alacris. My co-founder that we started that with is actually Francois, the person that is the founder and the CEO of Glow, or MUKN is actually, I believe, the name of the company. So he had like the idea is very similar because this was really born out of the work that Jay, my current co-founder, did. So he also liked what Jay did. Um, Sadly, for him, but happy for me that Jay, the person that built the entire prototype of the Alacrity language, is my co-founder, and he's the one that's is building Reach. And so, really, at the very high level, theoretically, we're very similar. Um, we're trying to actually make blockchain development easy. I can't actually tell you how we compare is because they just recently opened up their repositories, and they don't have any documentation yet. So we can't really compare what they do to what we do, is because we've been out and as of this morning, I've had 170 developers that have actually built a blockchain application on Reach, and I don't know, I haven't actually talked to anybody that's actually ever used Glow.
I see. And tell me, this the documentation, this tutorial, they are in tests, they are in video. What is how you balance it?
Yeah, so our documentation is a mixture of videos. I do a video every week on our YouTube channel to give ideas on what types of applications that people can use to build. I We have the tutorial, the workshops are actually written out, so you can go to our website and take things at your own pace. And then, like I said, we just hired somebody, or we're going to be hired. They need to actually to sign the final contract. But their 100% full-time job is going to be um, making it easier for developers to not only learn how to build blockchain applications, but also give them ideas on how to keep sticking with it, making sure that they don't go away once they learn how to something. But that's one of the things about Glow that I'm excited about, is that when they do release their product and it's usable, it's only better for the community, because there's plenty of developers in the world that and developers like options. So they might not like exactly everything that we do, and maybe Glow will be a great option. And it's a win-win situation for the community as a whole.
I like the diversity. We have so many people from different backgrounds, and I think it's cool. For example, I'm not from IT, I'm not from technology, but when I watched the whiteboard from Charles and he said about scalability, interoperability, and sustainability, I said, oh, wow, because I'm a language teacher and I just fixed in my head the words and say, I want to be it and I want to study, and it's why I'm here. So would you like to tell anyone and welcome anyone from my community to your platform? And I will let your YouTube channel, your platforms in the description.
Yeah, yes, the Brazilian community, I've worked with many developers from Brazil in previous companies, and I know that there's very, very intelligent developers there, and welcome them with open arms. So, and kind of tangentially, kind of related is that recently we've become pretty big in Turkey, and so much so that we've actually created a Turkish channel inside of our Reach community, so that those developers can speak to each other in Turkish. And it's the same thing that I would open arms to the Brazilian community if they wanted to join our community and have a space like they can speak Portuguese with each other. I would happy to do that if there's a want for it.
That's brilliant, because I'm here doing my best to integrate people, to bring people in. If you just open your space there for Portuguese, I know they have to learn in English, they have to speak with other people in English, but to have this space where they can meet each other and talk in their own
Yeah,
language will be really, really cool. And I have to say thank you for doing that, and thank you to be here with me. Uh, the things you are building and the things that people are building in Cardano is just amazing. Going to be a
thank
fantastic
you
and
so much.
epic 2021. What do you think?
I Yes, I mean, I've been very excited about the space, and it feels like it's starting to take hold. I mean, just the in the last I'd say the last 24 hours, we've gained probably around 200 developers in our community, just from the Turkey. So like I hope that we can get just as many from the Brazilian area in the same amount of time, and that's just it makes me feel really happy that people care so much about this space that they're willing to actually devote their time in building that next killer app, because really killer apps is not something that you can actually plan. Killer apps is a numbers game, and it requires many developers having all the tools possible and without any hurdles that they need to be able to start building these things. So that is what's going to take blockchain Cardano into actually the mainstream. So
That's
please get the word out to the developers and let them know that we don't care that if you've never built anything on blockchain, and actually we prefer that. We prefer being able to teach a regular developer how to build something on blockchain that have never touched it before.
I'm an educator and I'm all about education, financial education, economic education, develop education, programming language education. I don't know if you know, I have a proposal on Catalyst that's Ada Lovelace Academy.
Me too.
And if we get
Don't
funded,
worry, you'll have my vote.
yeah, if we get funded, I would love to have you there to talk to us, make the live so you can talk to my team. I think will be a great episode to bring more awareness to your project. Thank you very
Let's
much to be here with me.
Before you go, there's actually one more thing so I told you that we're hiring one person to vote directly to tutorials and workshop. We have another job description posting that hasn't been filled yet. That is a instructional designer. That their job will be purely building curriculum for boot camps, universities, and everything of that sort. So once we make that hire, I would love to actually make the introduction between you two so that they can tailor a curriculum exactly for what you need.
Sure, you are very welcome. My door is always open. I don't know if you realize, some people doesn't realize the size of Brazil. Just to have an idea, I'm in Ireland. In the entire country, have 6 million people. In São
Yeah.
Paulo alone, just São Paulo, don't think about anything else, it's
Mhm.
22 million people. Brazil fits the
Amazing.
entire Europe continent. There in Brazil, it fits 96 Ireland in the entire country. So it's huge. There will be newbies, like teenagers or very young people that will be looking for create a professional out of it and make some money. We don't make money only in blockchain, in investing in the coins and stuff like that. Is much bigger than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, let's welcome them all. Let's get to every single one of them in this space.
Sure. And thank you very much.